Hello everyone, welcome to a live stream. So, I've literally just made it in time. I've been at work, so yeah, a bit of a rush. But yeah, we have today the Galactic 1, the first commercial launch of the rocket for Virgin Galactic. Operational, this is, not testing. So yeah, we are gonna put on their audio, and this is what the rocket looks like. So it basically goes underneath an aeroplane, that takes off, and then it drops from the airplane and shoots off. Right, here we go.
A commercial aircraft. This takeoff allows the passengers to have a much smoother and more comfortable ascent as they make their way up to around 45,000 feet. And at that altitude, the Earth's atmosphere is much thinner, requiring less energy to launch. At our designated launch point, our mothership releases the spaceship, the rocket motor ignites, and our crew begin their rapid and exciting ascent towards space. Now, speaking of the crew, let's see who's on board today's flight. Our pilots at Virgin Galactic don't just fly the vehicles, they're deeply embedded in every decision we make surrounding their development. Having our pilots ingrained into every facet of our vehicle operations allows us to get a dual perspective. They work alongside our engineering teams on a daily basis to ensure that we're able to optimize our vehicles' performance, combining the learnings they get from flying them with our knowledge and data on the ground, providing the unique insight that helps us continually progress and enhance our vehicle operation. And today we have a few familiar faces and of course, some new ones too. Let's begin with the folks who are supporting today's flight in the chase plane, giving us visuals on the spaceflight system while airborne.
Oh, they got a chase
plane. In the chase plane, we've got Dan Alex, who has completed over 2,600 hours of flying, logging most of his time in F-16s and F-35s. In Mothership Eve today, we have Jamil Janjua, who's completed over 4,000 flying hours in more than 48 different vehicles throughout his career that spans over 20 years in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Jamil is joined by Kelly Latimer, who has logged more than 6,700 hours in her 32-year flying career.
The crew of the spaceship have a unique structure for CRM, or Crew Resource Management. The left seat pilot is the commander, and the right seater is referred to as the pilot. But the commander and the pilot have specific actions that they perform in the execution of the space flight. Crew Resource Management improves safety in operations by emphasizing effective communication, teamwork, and decision-making among the crew members, leading to enhanced situational awareness and the prevention of errors.
So Commander of Spaceship Unity today is astronaut Mike Masucci, who recently passed more than 10,000 hours of logged flight in a career that has put him in the cockpit of more than 80 different types of aircraft, including the U-2 and, of course, our very own Spaceship Unity. Mike's family comes from a small town near Avellino in the Naples area of Italy. Piloting Unity today is Nicola Pacile, one of the 5 Italians on board today. He has completed over 6,500 hours in over 150 different types of aircraft. Pacile serves for 20 years in the Italian Air Force, initially as a fighter pilot and later as an experimental test pilot. Nicola was born in Udine in the region of Friuli in northeast Italy. As you can see, our passengers today will be flown into space by some of the most accomplished and experienced pilots in the world. Now, joining our mission specialist in the cabin is our astronaut instructor and fellow Unity 22 crewmate, Colin Bennett. In his role, as this is our first dedicated research mission, he'll be calling out cabin instructions and mission phases while evaluating to continually improve our customers' experience. And of course, joining Colin in the cabin of Spaceship Unity today are incredible 3 mission specialists. First, we have Walter Villadei of the Italian Air Force, commander of the Virtute 1 mission. Colonel Villadei is a space engineer and cosmonaut that will be serving as today's mission lead. His role will be to tend to the rack-mounted payloads during the weightlessness portion of today's flight. He will also be wearing cutting-edge smart suit that will measure his biometric data and his physiological responses.
Damn.
Next up, we have Angelo Landolfi, who is a physician for the Italian Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Landolfi will be conducting tests that measure cognitive performance in microgravity. He will also be activating syringe payloads from his seat that will investigate how certain liquids and solids mix in microgravity. Our third mission specialist is Pantaleone Carlucci, who's an aerospace engineer and researcher for the National Research Council. Carlucci will be wearing sensors that examine heart rate, brain function, and other human performance metrics in microgravity, and will also be conducting these experiments from his seat. all three are contributing to exciting research and technology development with unique experiments. Once cleared to unstrap, 2 mission specialists will likely stay seated to conduct their work, while Walter will be unstrapped, tending to experiments in the back. Now, JR, let's take a break and get an update from our crew who's on Eve and Unity.
Certainly. So, Sarisha, I've just heard from our MCC that the L-10 checks have been accomplished and complete.
Oh, nice.
We are about 8.5 minutes right now away from release.
Now, if you're just joining us, L-10 means we're approximately 10 minutes out from the moment Mothership Eve releases Spaceship Unity, and this is based on the estimated time of arrival to the release point. So again, as JR said, timing may vary a little, but as the closer we get to the release point, the more accurate the estimate becomes.
Yeah. So up until L-10, Eve is in full mothership mode, carrying Spaceship Unity to
I
altitude.
like how they call it
providing her
mothership.
electrical
I
power,
think that's
system
really
heat,
cool.
Cabin pressurization. And that includes conditioned air cooled on the ground in hot summer days like today.
Oh,
and
nice.
heated at high altitudes. to
Oh,
keep
that
our
looks a
pilots and
lot
passengers
better
comfortable.
than last
At
time.
L-10, Spaceship Unity switches to her own battery power for avionics, that's the electrical systems on board, and control systems, and performs a series of checks, electrical checks, feather system checks, flight control checks, and more. Unity and Eve have their own intercom, so the pilots in each vehicle are coordinating with one another during these checks. You know, what's exciting about Virgin Galactic's spaceflight system is that it's powered by truly innovative tech, while it also being a piloted system, being flown by some of the best and most experienced pilots in the world. And that's one of the reasons why we're able to attract the incredible team that we have. They get to pilot a spacecraft that's
That
arguably
looks so
one of the
cool.
most unique vehicles in the world.
Thanks, JR. I mean, at Virgin Galactic, we believe in the power of curiosity. It is the driving force that compels us to wonder, to constantly ask questions, and to relentlessly seek the answers. Let's hear from some of the team about how curiosity is propelling the second space age.
It does look so
At Virgin
cool.
Galactic, we believe in the power of curiosity.
Look at that. When it goes like that, it looks so cool.
Humans are an adventurous species. It's very natural for us to want to go and explore space.
But we have an opportunity to be at the very birth of routine access to space. It's going to be transformative.
This first commercial flight is a research mission conducted by the Italian Air Force, featuring human researchers and payload experiments.
We're able to further the technologies and the research that end up helping to better human life here on Earth.
Right, tight.
Commercial spaceflight is changing what access to space means.
Release.
Fire.
This is really the beginning of the next space age. All of us have a part to play, and that's going to be the thing that blows the gate open to the next generation.
Right, we have a poll. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Obviously, we don't want it to go boom. But, you know, things do happen.
So inspiring. I can't wait to see where our shared curiosity takes us next. The Italian Air Force and the National Research Council have definitely used their curiosity to fuel their exciting experiments being conducted on board today. They are using the suborbital space lab to the fullest. One of the experiments being conducted on board today is the neuroplasticity experiment. This
Yeah,
is a
we're all
passive
saying about
experiment
the brain.
consisting of cell culture flasks containing human neural cells in cultures that will fly in a
Wow.
pocket of the researcher's flight suit. The experiment will test the ability to maintain stem cells in culture during suborbital flight and test the early effects of hypergravity, or high Gs, and microgravity, or low Gs, on neuroplasticity, which is the ability for cells to adapt to their environment.
That
Data
sounds
from
pretty
this
cool.
flight will be used for insight into physiology and pathology, but also be able to be used to investigate biological processes for human spaceflight future missions, and to study
actually
and develop
losing a
new
bit of
agents for
altitude.
therapeutic purposes for people here on Earth.
Again,
Now, this is
down.
just one of many experiments on board for this mission the crew will be looking after. And speaking of the crew, JR, can we get an update?
Yeah, so
They
we're
look
about
ready.
4 minutes out currently at this point, and the pilots are ensuring the spaceship is
Gonna
in the
turn my
launch
headphones down.
configuration. After going through
Blasting
various
in my
L-10
ear.
checks, confirming that all the settings are go for launch. This is also when Spaceship Unity will isolate the air supply from Eve and prime the rocket motor by opening the backup oxidizer valve. Once these actions are complete, the pilots will seek clearance from the MCC, that's shorthand for the Mission Control Center, for release.
Nice.
So MCC it consists of experts from various disciplines and departments.
I was
across
working, but I
the
managed to
country. And they're
get
verifying checks with our
back
crew
in time.
every
I
step of the way.
started at 7
I don't
a.m.
know about you all, but I can
So
feel
I
the
finished
anticipation
early.
building just watching the screen. I can only imagine what it would be like to be on board right now. It must be incredibly exciting.
Exciting is
nice to see you, though,
definitely an
Fats.
understatement at this point. You're just anticipating the release. I can't imagine what the crew is feeling, and they're anticipating the release and really everything that happens afterwards. So maybe JR, you could give us a quick
Yes.
overview of the profile.
Yeah, after
It looks
release,
so cool.
The crew lights the rocket motor, and Unity's trajectory.
Yes,
to
excellent,
space
definitely.
begins
Look at
that
this.
horizontal release position before turning towards space, a maneuver we call the gamma turn. The rest of the rocket motor burn will occur in the vertical, and everything after release through the completion of the rocket motor burn is called boost. Boost is only one of multiple phases of flight that our unique system experiences.
It's pretty
After
cool, I
boost
say
is
this.
feather. Now, sometimes when we say feather, we mean the tails of the spaceship, and sometimes we're referring to moving these tails
jeez.
into what we call the feathered configuration. It can be confusing, but I'll try to be clear what I mean when I say feathered today. So, due to the law of conservation of momentum, feathering the vehicle, that's rotating the tails to 60 degrees, causes the cabin of Unity to start a backflip maneuver as it approaches our next phase.
It's so cool how it does it. It
And this
goes
backflip
like
is
that.
a key part of the experience because it maximizes the view of the Earth below. Our pilots use the RCS, that's a reaction control system, to hold the spaceship in that attitude.
I might have to
And
try
at
and
the
make
right
this
time, the
in
pilots will
KSP2.
again use the RCS to continue that backflip all the way around. This prepares the vehicle for re-entry.
Vehicle.
In the feathered configuration, the vehicle presents a large area of the wing to the atmosphere, allowing our system to burn off energy while still high in the thin atmosphere. And then after re-entry, the feather is once again lowered
it's gaining
and locked,
altitude
turning
again.
Unity into a glider. It's in this configuration that the pilots will fly back to Spaceport America in what we refer to as the glide phase. You see, our system is capable of acting like a capsule when that's most beneficial, and acting like a glider when that's most beneficial. Now, MCC's in my ear, they're telling us
Hey,
we're
wait,
1
what?
minute away from release. Our next set and our last set of checks before release are L-30, that's 30 seconds to release, and Spaceship Unity pilots will arm the launch pylon. And once we get to
Look
that
at the
designated
clouds.
launch point, the mothership pilots will engage the release, setting Unity free. Meanwhile,
Set it free.
Spaceship pilots will push forward on the stick all the way, preparing for a release. We're now approximately 20 seconds from release.
Here we go, we're getting ready. Right, I'm going to end our poll. Going to end that. Here we go.
5, 3, 2, 1, release, release, release.
Oh, look at that.
Ignition.
You should imagine you'd be pushed right back in your seat. Look at that.
Trimming, that's pulling the nose up.
Oh, I'm liking they've got their video connection
Now
so
traveling
much better.
approximately Mach 1.4.
Oh, look at that.
There's max Q, that's the maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle. Those on
Vehicle.
board are experiencing about 3 Gs at the moment.
Oh, nice.
The trim is complete and Unity is in the vertical.
That
phase
is such
towards
a
space.
beautiful shot.
Mach 2.
It's rolling a little bit. Is it meant to roll? Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Look at the reflection in the rear part there.
Mach 2.8, rocket motor cutoff.
Nice. There you go. It's now going
Predicted
upwards.
altitude today is 275,000 feet. That's 84.3 kilometers.
Incredible.
Our mission specialists have been cleared to unstrap and enjoy the zero-G experience.
Nice.
It's
Look
just
at that.
amazing. What you're seeing is Colonel Villaday going to the back to tend
That
to
is-
the payloads that
that
are
would be
mounted
very
on the
cool.
rack. You can Adolfi and Leo starting their experiments in their seat and having, it looks like, a great time, of course.
Yep. The feather is moving, as you can see. Starting that backflip maneuver I spoke of. The feather's now fully
Actually,
up.
if they're
Amazing.
in microgravity,
And Viva la Italia!
oh no, so they got the thing. With the feather,
100 years for the
what
Italian
part's
Air Force.
actually
So
rotating?
Centennial to the Air Force. This is absolutely incredible.
would they both be going
And
together like that?
welcome to space,
Or is it just
astronauts.
one going
How
up?
absolutely incredible. Benvenuto nello spazio. Congratulations to Walter and
I wish I
Leo
knew
on becoming
Italian,
astronauts
'cause
today.
I would
and a special
like
congratulations
to
to
know.
our pilot Nicola for his first space flight.
Oh,
Welcome
we've
back to
lost
space,
signal.
Mike and Colin. This is
Oh,
absolutely
there you go, it's
incredible.
back. Little drop out.
You can see I'm tripping over my words because I can see all the excitement here.
I have to say, it is cool.
And we've also trained our astronauts as part of our training program to, at apogee, go to the window and take a look outside. So you're seeing them take a look and really reflect and take in the view. Because
Nice.
all of the science and all of the research that they're conducting on board is for that vehicle, for that planet that they're looking out
Oh,
on.
look.
It's really that science and research.
They're all
that's
looking up.
back into this planet. And
They're all
it's
like,
important for them to
"Where's our
reflect and
rocket?"
see where their hard work is going.
Right. We have achieved apogee at 85.1 kilometers or 279,000 feet.
Incredible.
That is so cool.
Pilots are currently completing the backflip maneuver, orienting the vehicle for re-entry. Now, just
Vehicle.
before 0.1 Gs, the pilots will give that return to seats call to the mission
That is
specialist.
mad.
And our training team has worked this portion of the
I
flight
am
out to
liking
be
the
natural and
new
intuitive
video,
for our passengers. You know, when we talk
signal.
about space travel,
They're
a lot
obviously
of people
using
know
something
and they expect
a lot
this
better.
portion of flight to be loud and thrilling, and of course it is. But what's interesting is that the reentry is actually very similar. So as supersonic air flowing over our vehicle in the feathered configuration, shock
Vehicle.
waves form on top of the cabin, and those are audible to those inside.
That'd be so cool.
And for those of you on site here at Spaceport America watching from the ground, you should hear a double sonic boom as Spaceship Unity once again breaks the sound barrier.
Oh, it's rocking side to side a little.
Incredible.
And just back to 1G as we begin re-entry.
And those views are just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Oh, it's getting a bit rocky. Oh, it's getting a bit rocky.
So for re-entry, we're now at
Oh,
about
man.
3.6 Gs.
Anyone
For
been on a
those
plane
board,
that's rocking
crew
side to side?
orient the attitude of the spaceship so that when we come out of re-entry and feather down,
Oh,
we'll be,
man.
pointed toward spaceport. We're now subsonic and at 75,000 feet.
Oh, look at that. It's
And the unique,
rocking.
Part of our design is as a vehicle that can get into this feathered configuration. We're a glider.
Oh,
we're
look at
rocket,
that.
We're a glider and we're a capsule at the right phases of flight that help our unique design be safe and effective.
Oh, look
for
at
the
it.
mission it's at.
Look at it rocking around.
We're at 61,000 feet now, continuing to descend in the feathered configuration. When we get down to about 53,000 feet, the pilots will command lower of the feather again and reconfigure the vehicle back into the
Man.
glider.
The views are just so incredible.
It
moving
is-
all the way
it's
down, and
spinning
it's
now.
just part of each phase of flight has its unique
Cool.
experience. It has the ability to also conduct science. Our payloads that are on the rack are conducting and recording data all the way through each phase of flight. So you get hypergravity and low gravity data and that transition in between.
Feather is almost
Nice.
completed the feather down. It is now
That is mad.
down.
While we wait for them
And
to
locked.
come down to actually
Those
land,
watching from Spaceport America,
don't
now's
forget
a great
to
time go outside,
give me
see the
a
coming into
subscribe.
view, and you can cheer
it
on
really
them
helps
as
me
they
out.
return
I'm
to Earth.
so close to
Now,
getting
the
500
mission specialists
subscribers.
on the flight are supported
My
by an
thing
incredible
actually down
team
below
on the
is
ground
wrong.
from
I'm
both
actually at
the Air Force and the Center for National Research in
9497,
Italy,
I think.
who designed
It's
and
only like
developed the
3
research
people
being
to
conducted
subscribe.
on board. Space-based research is an incredible capability that is being opened up by suborbital vehicles like our own spaceflight system. One of the researchers utilizing this capability to the fullest is here with us in the studio. I'm so excited. A future astronaut,
Oh, come on.
friend, and a space researcher, Kelly Girardi. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I gotta ask, how are you feeling having watched this incredible crew go to
Come
space
on,
today,
put
knowing
the
that you're gonna
like
be there
of the
on
screen
space
up on
flight?
this end or
It's
something.
surreal, I have to say. Just the energy outside, and I've had the benefit from being on this side of the live stream for a number of Virgin Galactic
Oh,
space
man,
flights,
come on.
including yours, and it's so special to experience that here at Spaceport America with the crew and their families and the Virgin Galactic workforce and mission control. And it's emotional. I remember during your space flight when I heard release, 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 I burst into tears, and I'm glad that my mic was off during the live cast, but it's the profundity of human spaceflight, and I'm so ready to be on the other side of this live stream.
It's incredible. I mean, this is my 6th space flight, and probably saw I was tripping over my words. I just couldn't get it out because of the excitement.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah, it's
here
very,
on
very
a
cool, I have to
featured
say.
dedicated research
It's definitely
mission. Tell us
a
little bit about the scientific
different
mission.
way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm flying on a dedicated research mission. I am representing my research institute, the International Institute for Astronautical Sciences, and I'm going to be doing healthcare
here it
and
is.
fluid research in space. I'll be wearing a wearable sensor system to take biometric monitoring. It's called the Astroskin. It's currently worn by astronauts on the International Space Station, but my flight will be the first time we're collecting data during the launch, re-entry, and landing phases of flight as well. And then fluid research to help design. I'm going
It's
to be
just like a
looking at how
giant
fluid moves in a
glider.
container in microgravity during flight, and that can help inform new designs for life support systems or syringe design for administering medication in space, things like that. So I'm very excited.
I can't wait.
Me too.
I cannot wait. So what role do you see suborbital vehicles like VSS Unity playing in future research?
Let's
It's
go.
critical. I mean, this is a new era of access to space, and there is a tidal wave of scientific research that can benefit from this platform. You know, we've done a lot of work, a decade of work here on Earth, iterating with payloads, payload operations, technology iteration, international collaboration, parabolic flight campaigns where the aircraft takes that roller coaster profile here on Earth, where you get short bursts of microgravity. That's amazing for quickly iterating on technology, but to really validate it, you need high quality microgravity, and you need longer duration exposure.
High
to
quality
You need to be in
microgravity.
space. And so I'm really looking forward to the
Okay.
availability of Virgin Galactic as a platform, not just for the scientific community, but for academia, for students, for so many. So I'm so excited to get to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you did not plant this question. Everyone watching should not plant this question, but Kelly, I loved your book. Not necessarily rocket
I
science.
did not plant that question.
But part of the appeal of suborbital vehicles is really opening up the aperture of who can do science and
Oh,
technology.
look at that turn.
This is just another science lab for
That's so
people
cool.
to utilize to further whatever field of research that they're in. Can you talk about some of the other research fields that are utilizing these kinds of capabilities, maybe even at IAAS?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really multidisciplinary. It's not just space science. My colleagues come from such a wide variety of backgrounds and fields of research. I've been particularly motivated by some of my colleagues who are doing research related in space, related to the quality of human life here on Earth, human health and well-being, whether that's biomedical or pharmaceutical research or
Oh, look at that
new
passing through
ways
the
to
clouds.
approach
That's so
telemedicine
cool.
Or, technical instruction. for
Oh my
remote or
days, that
extreme
looks
environments. I just
absolutely
think those are
awesome.
use cases that are so compelling and interesting
Go on,
to
baby.
really use space to benefit life here on Earth.
Absolutely amazing. And I
Oh,
love
the
how you
tail
talk about
cam,
this
look at
industry.
that.
You've been an advocate and a part of this industry for a while. And can you talk about what drew you to the commercial space side?
Yeah, absolutely. I have long been an evangelist for the commercial spaceflight industry,
hit
and
me a-
I've really been inspired by it. I have a deeply rooted belief in the potential of this industry to open up access to space, to truly democratize access to space. Certainly for science communities and
Yeah,
for
if
the
you've
research
got,
community like myself, and the crew of
400
Galactic 01,
and
but
something,
also for civilians of all disciplines. I really do
thousand, I
believe
think it
that
was.
The space age is a broader cultural movement, and that our next giant leap will require the talents of artists, engineers, and everyone in between.
Man,
Space
I'm
is our
tired.
shared past and our shared future, and that's why I wrote not necessarily rocket science.
Okay, well, we're going to be getting to landing soon, but I wanted to ask if you had any parting thoughts before I release you to go cheer on the crew as they return to Earth.
Yeah, just awe excitement. I'm sure you can tell. I'm just, it's amazing to be here, and just deep appreciation for all that goes into this and all that this means. I know this is the beginning of routine and regular commercial operations, but to me, it will.
I'll be quite happy if they like
so much
get one
for
of
it.
these every couple of
I'm gonna
months
run down
eventually.
and run that crew back.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, this is just an absolutely exciting time for the research community.
Oh, here we
The
go.
excitement on this
Starting to
challenge
line
is
up.
palpable, and I can't wait for us to be cheering her on as she does her research in science and space soon. So, let's check in with our crew on their descent.
Oh,
back
there's
to
the
Earth.
chase plane.
Absolutely. So we are
That's
just
quite
over
cool.
11,000 feet. For those of you here on site, Unity just crossed over the field and is making another circle around in the pattern, beginning those landing approach, passing the waypoints that we've designated as part of our energy management plan. So the pilots have joined up with Chase in the pattern, and they're discussing that energy management plan. They're going to be landing today on runway 34. That means from south to north. And for those non-pilots tuning in, those numbers represent the first two numbers on a magnetic heading of the compass for the runway direction. So for example, 34 is 340 degrees. The landing gear is now down and locked. We have 3 green. That means all gear are down and locked.
I'm
And
starting to fall
we're
asleep
making
here.
the final approach to the runway here at Spaceport.
Oh, look at that chase plane.
We
Jeez.
like to make left-hand turns for our approach. That's because the commander is in the left seat, and that provides the
He
best
can be able
line
to
of
see
sight for them
over.
as they come into the landing.
Man, I'm so tired. I pulled an
The runway here
all-nighter.
at Spaceport America is
I've
12,000 feet long.
done
It's
a
3.7
day at work,
kilometers and 200 feet
and I'm
wide,
knackered.
or 61 meters.
Come on, Mr. Rocket. You can do it.
1,000 feet above the runway.
Oh.
500 feet. Over the threshold, that's the beginning of the runway.
Nice. Look at that. And you
You'll
got
see
your
the pilots
flare.
Hold the nose up. That's a flare maneuver. All part of the energy management.
It does look like the space shuttle when it comes down to land.
Main gear touchdown. So the pilots will continue to hold the nose gear in the air as we continue to bleed off some energy as we run down the runway. And at the designated airspeed, they will lower the nose gear as well. Nose gears down. Now, as our ground speed slows when we reach a
Jeez,
designated
look at that.
ground
It
speed,
is
pilots will
flying.
apply the brakes and bring the vehicle to a complete stop.
Look at the chase plane. That is still quite cool.
All right, braking now.
Man, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That's it, now pull a Yui.
And there's wheel stop.
There we go. Well done.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty cool.
What a beautiful landing and a perfect way to complete our first commercial flight and our first dedicated science mission. Congratulations to everyone on board, our very own spaceship Unity, who returned to space today. We saw beautiful flying from our Eve crew, Jamil and Kelly, and brilliant work by our chase pilot, Dan Alix. All of whom are
Nice.
still in the air right now. Great job to you all. Now, we still have one more guest here in the studio with us, Italian Air Force Major General Maurizio Cantiello, who's the Defense Cooperation Attaché at the Embassy of Italy in Washington, D.C. Benvenuto, General. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for hosting.
Well, I just have to ask you, how are you feeling today after seeing that?
Well, it's a strong joy, a deep joy, and also a sense of achievement and gratitude for everybody making it happen.
Man, I'm falling asleep.
And, you know, it's
Somebody
a
help me.
particularly important moment for the Italian Air Force. With this flight, together with other things we're doing, we're progressing a lot into space capabilities, because it's very important for the Italian Air Force to be able to progress in competence and capabilities in the space domain as a key enabler of the space economy, which is very important for Italy as well. This flight was particularly important also for not only for the experiments that were very important and very different, and several experiments, but also because we are studying other ways for space access, not just vertical access, but horizontal access. That could provide different forms of space access.
Okay.
And as you know, our mission is to protect and defend. So by law, Italian Air Force is responsible to defend the skies of Italy. To defend the skies, it's a very important mission. And to be able to do it, we must know well, because you cannot protect what you don't know. So for us, increasing our knowledge and our competence in this field is paramount for the defense of Italy. So we are grateful for
Galactic
for having us here and giving us this possibility to work together. We are grateful, of course, to the Italian National Research Council, where we work together for the experiment. And of course, we are grateful to our nations, Italy, to invest in this very important endeavor, and to this great fourth nation, the United States. We are very good partners and allies. So everything happening here has a profound significance for the bond, and the ties between the United States and Italy as well.
That's absolutely incredible. Is there anything you want to say to the crew, to the teams on the ground, and also to just the people in Italy watching from their homes?
Absolutely.
And me from here.
Absolutely.
Even though I am starting to fall asleep.
Express a deep gratitude, first of all, to God, to make it all happen. And I was a little bit concerned, not for safety, but for the health of my friends, because they were all good friends, not just the pilots, but the crew as well. So thanks for that. And also thanks to Virgin, thanks to the pilots, thanks to the team, the ground team, thanks to the specialists, and also, of course, thanks to our institution, our governmental institution, because today we saw something which is very important. I call it like a sweet spot when you see commercial world, industry world, and then academia and the government institution. So it is very important when we work, these three areas works together. And when academia, the government, and the commercial world work in harmony and in unity, like today, miracle happens. And space too.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're going to be out there ready to greet the mission specialists as they come out of the spaceship, so I don't want to keep you, but, happy centennial to the Air Force.
He's
got
to run.
There's going to be 100 more, many of them hopefully spent in space.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us in the studio today. Thank you.
Bye.
Incredible. Thank you to everyone on the ground here at Spaceport America who made this day possible. We cannot wait to hear about the experience from our mission specialists.
It was definitely cool.
The results of the experiments conducted on board. We will be continuing the celebration here as we await the arrival of all the other vehicles. Wherever you are on planet Earth, we thank you for watching. We'd love for you to join one of our upcoming future missions. Please join in on the celebration via social,
if I can get it for free.
Or head over to our website to learn more about this mission and how you can embark on your own journey to space. Ciao.
Well, there we go, guys. We have the end of the live stream. So that was pretty damn quick, 34 minutes. But hey, that was really good. I have to say, it was really rocky coming back down into the atmosphere. It started doing that, and I was like, you could see in the shadow the inside. It didn't look very it didn't seem very stable, but you're coming straight back down into the atmosphere, you're gonna cause stuff like that. So on that note, guys, I'm gonna end my stream. Thank you very much for watching. I am 3 subscribers away from 500, so if you're not subscribed, please get that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and like the video. Be much appreciated. And I've got, for my 500 viewer special, I have some gifts to give away. I won't be saying what they are, but I have some gifts at a competition, so I'm going to pick 10 people out of the 500. I'm going to put everyone in and yeah, we're gonna do spin the wheel, and we'll see who can get it. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and hit that notification bell, all them things, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much, guys. I'm Lee. Fly safe, land safer.